Dr. Kim, with Dr. Kim. Live to be well. Live to be well with Dr. Kim, with Dr. Kim.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Kim, Live to Be Well. Welcome to another wonderful broadcast. Hope you are having a wonderful evening. Welcome to October. A lot was going on in September. I had a birthday in September, and it's just been blessed. So I want to welcome my co-host, ML6. God bless you, and welcome to Live to Be Well. I'm so excited about this as being Breast Cancer Month and Domestic Violence Month. Let someone know we're on the air. Let someone know that we are moving forward with everything we're doing. ML6 will be joining us in a few minutes. But tonight we're talking about stress and the impact of stress. Now, nowhere in the Bible does it say it's all right for us to stress. It only discusses us being blessed. But stress is a silent killer. It will come up on you or come upon you when you least expect it. So how do we recognize stress? What is the difference between stress and anxiety? What does stress have to do with breast cancer or any cancer? And then how do we combat the stress? We're going to read some of your comments. I mean, we had so many great responses, and we are so grateful to you for that. So let's get into the definition of stress. What is stress and where does it come from? You know, you see all the dynamics that's going on in politics now. You know, who are you voting for? Who am I voting for? It's stressful for a lot of people what's going on in our society. And how do we cope and deal with that stress? So let's talk about the definition of stress, okay? Stress is our reaction to events that upset our physical and mental balance. Stress is our reaction to events that upset our physical and mental balance. So if things are happening in my life, therefore it's causing me or a trigger in how I respond to it or react to it, then it's going to send off certain endorphins in my body that could trigger, guess what? Cancer. So therefore, you know, we all have cancer cells, but a lot of times, okay, they are dormant, but something triggers the cancer cells that says, hello, I'm here, I'm alive, and I'm inside your body. So we have to be mindful of what stress can do. And again, as Christians, we look at stress differently, or we're supposed to. Because the Bible says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not to thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he should direct your path. So why am I stressing? Why am I allowing myself to get upset if I'm trusting God? But what about that person who may not know God or the word of God, who's never been to church? Does that mean I'm lost? Does that mean I'm bound for hell because I don't believe what you believe? And a lot of people feel, hey, I don't need God in my life. I'm doing this by myself. I'm handling stress. I'm handling balance in my life. I went through a divorce. I'm cool. I went through grief. I'm cool. I don't have any problems. I gambled all my money away. I don't have a problem, but I don't need God to help me deal with that. Well, in my case, I want God to handle my problems. I need God to handle my problems, and I depend on the power of prayer and the word of God. 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people, which I call by my name, would humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, I then will hear from heaven, heal the land, and forgive them of their sins. That's how you cope with stress. So in dealing with stress, we have to react differently as Christians. We have to look at the world view differently, and we can't allow certain things to trigger us. Well, you may say, Dr. Kim, well, it's easy for people to say, don't worry about money when they have money. Don't worry about a job when you have a job. Don't worry about going to school and you finish school. Well, they may not have those problems, but they may have other problems, such as health problems. They may have to take care of an elderly parent. They may have to get a caregiver for their elderly parent. There's a lot of things that's going on. Domestic violence. They may have a child that's abusing them, the parent, so they may not be dealing with those things, but they have other stressors in their lives. So again, stress is our reaction. Amen. Hi, Dr. Tina. Hi, honey. Stress is our reaction to events, but it upsets our physical and mental balance. Okay. So again, it's not the situation, Dr. Tina. It is how I react to it. So if I'm going through a breakup and I'm going through a divorce, it's not the divorce, it's the symptoms that's triggering me to react to divorce. Now, if I'm being abused and I'm being constantly pounced on, that's very stressful. It causes anger, rage, it causes discomfort. I got to get out of there. I got to stop telling myself it's my fault. It's my fault. That's a stress in itself. Somebody beating on you. And again, this is domestic violence month also. And so why are you blaming yourself for somebody beating you in your face? Well, if I had had his dinner cooked, or if I had ironed his shirt the right way, or if I had made the bed the right way, I wouldn't have triggered his anger. No, that is not your fault. He has to learn how to control his stress level. And he's very stressful because he likes things a certain way. No, something may have happened on the job. Something may have happened in the supermarket. And he came back and you were the scapegoat. So he started hitting on you because he couldn't hit the manager in the supermarket. So let me say this. Stop carrying other people's stressors, other people's stress. You have to step aside and say to yourself, this is not healthy for me. You're going to have to block, delete, eliminate, whatever you have to do. But you have to realize that the stress that other people put on you, you have to make up your mind to say no. Learn to say no. I'm not carrying that stress. All right? Repeat after me. I'm not carrying your stress. You want to be stressed? I don't have to be stressed. It's okay to end a relationship, a friendship, get counseling for your marriage if that person is going to continue to cause you stress. Because I'm going to tell you something. Stress can impact your health. It impacts your health. That's right, Doc. Come on, Dr. Trina. I'm not carrying your stress. And if you want to be upset and you want to be angry, then fine. All right, let's go to the definition of anxiety. Let's go to anxiety, all right? Anxiety. Now, there's a difference between stress and anxiety. Anxiety is defined by persistent, excessive worries that does not go away, even with the absence of stressors. Let me say that again. Anxiety is defined by persistent, excessive worrying. I'm worrying about this. I'm worrying about my job. I'm worrying about if my car is going to be fixed on time. That does not go away, even with the absence of stressors. So the car is in the shop. It's not sitting in your driveway, but you're worrying about what? Will the car be fixed on time? You can only do what you can do. Take the car to the shop and get it fixed, okay? Now, let me say this. According to the latest data, come on in, Micha, ML6. According to the latest data from the National Institute of Mental Health. Hi, ML6.
Hey.
31% of Americans, Micha, will experience anxiety disorder during their lifetime. Another type of anxiety disorder is panic disorder, sweating, dizzy, gasping for air, the fear of flying, social anxiety. I can't be around other people. I can't be in the same room with a lot of people, social anxiety. and that causes a lot of stress for people.
Mhm.
And the best way you can treat that is through psychotherapy and medication. So let's go to our questions. We were just talking about, Micah, how stress does it does is connected to cancer, and how people need to look at allowing themselves to carry other people's stress. So before we read the comments, you want to piggyback on that a little bit?
Well, I just remember, can you all hear me? I remember one of the first questions that I was asked when I sat down with my doctors and we were getting to know each other. The first question they asked me was, how much stress is in your life? Whatever stress is in your life, he said, I beg of you to remove it and release it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, And so I had to go through my Rolodex of what was stressful in my life at the time. But it's one of the components. And I think that people are so busy going day to day, moving, trying to get things done. That whole I sleep when I'm dead, I got to get, all of those things that they don't realize how much pressure and stress that they're putting on themselves, which will internalize into their bodies. And that can create diseases.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. As we interview people and we talk to people all the time, and we talk about mental health, we talk about all the aspects that's attached to it, we have to be mindful that stress is a silent killer. And we
Mhm.
tend to put it on the back burner because we're moving constantly and we're not thinking about what and how and when and where until it's too late. Heart attacks. You will have symptoms of stress attacks, panic attacks, very similar symptoms to a heart attack. You cannot ignore these symptoms when it comes to your health. You have to step back and you have to recognize that your life, this is your life, and you cannot allow anyone to put your life in jeopardy. All right, let's read some of our comments, okay? We had a lot of them, ML6, okay? What are great ways to eliminate stress in your life? And again, we want to thank you for your comments and your contributions. All right. So we're going to read your comments. All right. Sean said, I'm here for the comments. Bless your heart. All right. Randy Lewis Jones, praying, meditation, going out in nature to have peace by yourself without any distraction. What are great ways to eliminate stress in your life? All right. Thank you, Randy. Ms. Maddox, I need to find another way because I was doing, uh, and what was doing is no longer helping. Wow. Okay. Annette, I am still trying to eliminate stress. I don't know. So, Annette, let me say this to you. Be aware of what the triggers are, be aware of what's going on, who is in your personal space so that you can start eliminating that stress. Are you staying up late? Are you not getting enough sleep? Insomnia is definitely oh man, and I really need to talk about that. A lot of people are not getting enough rest, and it's causing them to be irritable, and they're having a lot of anxiety and stress on the job because now your body cannot function on 3 to 4 hours of sleep. You need to have your full 6 to 8 hours of sleep. All right, Ms. Crawford, a vacation or a staycation if you're unable to get away. Kenyatta Jones, pray, pray, pray. There's power in prayer. Praise God. Brenda Lewis, prayer, inspirational music, deep breaths, and a walk. Okay, Micah, you take the next ones. Okay. Is she frozen? No? Okay. I'll go ahead, Al, take it on down. Okay. Find your meditation. All right. Okay. Over the years, I've practiced pace breathing to control positive and negative stress. Pray. All right. So yeah. So pace breathing. Inhale, exhale. Inhale through your nostrils and exhale.
I
Inhale.
think let me just say this for a
Mhm.
second. It's interesting because on our Apple Watches, for those of you who have Apple Watches, it reminds us to breathe. And for some people, they think that that is an unnecessary component. But the reality of the situation is we do need reminders to breathe. We need reminders to breathe. We need reminders to stand up. We need reminders to walk a little bit, to not stay in the same place. All of those things are to help us overall. Because again, we get so caught up with the everyday movement that we forget to do the basic things that literally keep us going.
Yeah, because at work I can sit for 8 hours and not even think about going to the restroom because I'm just moving in that pace.
Yes, listen.
Yes,
I want you to go to the bathroom. I want you to take breaks. Like
I gotta take breaks.
I need you to do that.
You know,
You're doing your organs a disservice by not doing that. And if you already drink those baby bottles of water.
And here I go with the baby bottles of water. I got my big bottles. Wait, I got my big bottles of water, but
I can see it.
I've
yet to see a big bottle.
I've got big bottles and big cups.
You have baby bottles all over the house.
You know, I do. I just went and got cases of big bottles of water. You'll be so proud. When we get off the air, I'm putting you on FaceTime so you can see my big bottles of water.
Let me tell you guys something. My mother will be like, "Oh, I'm drinking so much water today," and it'll be 2 baby bottles. That's so much. And then she's like, "Oh, I'm having a hard time finishing it." You can't finish that baby bottle of water? What are you doing?
She calls my baby bottles, okay? But I'm better. I'm doing much better. You'll be so proud of me. Okay, I'm going to show you.
I feel like you should drink 10 of those a day. From the time you wake up.
I do. I drink 1 per session.
You do not drink 10. You don't.
I drink a lot of water at the office.
But a lot of water to you is 3 of those.
Listen, I don't want to get stressed. All right. Okay, let's go back. All right. Hi, Jessica. She's talking about my baby waters. Jessica, you have seen me drink water bottles. Amen. Okay. All right. Let's read Tanya Dice. Read Tanya's, Micha. Isolation.
It took me many years to realize most people I consider friends were all complainers, and I kept a lot of drama in their lives. As an empath, same. I wanted to fix everything for them and make them feel better by doing things for them. I no longer have that capacity. And I think that that's really good, Ms. Dykes, because I can relate to that in a lot of aspects. When you're a fixer, when you're an empath and you're a fixer, you find yourself carrying a lot of unnecessary baggage that you shouldn't.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Kathy, pray and walk. Definitely. All right. Diane Coles. All right. The greatest way to eliminate stress in your life is to be true to yourself first. Yes. Also learn to take time for self-care and mindfulness. That is very important because if you do not control your stress, it could cause health problems. We just said that. All right. T. Glass said to travel. Travel is great. J. Franklin, taking time off work. Yes. Okay. Yes. I've been giving a lot of people family leave bag. That's so funny. Work don't know her. Okay. That's so funny. And people are reaching out for, short-term disability and they just can't work. We just found out today that Stellantis, who took over Chrysler, is laid off over 2,400 people at one plant, and now layoffs are going out all over. This is very stressful for people and their families, how they're going to take care of their families, okay? Spa day, retail therapy, read Bible and book. Cousin Dr. Carolyn Carter, eliminate the stressful people. Know your worth, pray, learn to say no, and take care of your body. Yes, cousin. That is so important. Marilyn Boswell, stay away from messy people. Micha, let's talk about that. What is messy people, Micha?
People that really don't understand your heart, your mind, your way of life, your standards, and they just really have no respect, honestly, for themselves, and they feed off of the misfortune of other people.
Yes.
And so you have to be at a position in your life where here's the reality of the situation is you have girl talk with your friends, you have girl talk with your guys, whatever the case may be. And, people come up, but there just has to be a moment when you say, you know what, enough.
Enough is
And also, people should know, like, not like there's certain people that don't come to me about certain people, if that makes sense.
yes,
Like, they should know you well enough. Like, don't bring me nothing about this person.
right. It's messy.
And
Right.
because the thing is, people can come to you with stuff, but you can make a choice to walk away. Because my question for you to be, if somebody says something about me, so to speak, I'm gonna be like, what made them so comfortable with coming to you to tell you anything about me?
That's right.
Why were they so comfortable to come to you?
Right.
And that's a question that will always ask when someone says, "Oh, such and such said came to me and said da da da." Well, why did they feel so comfortable to come to you?
And a part of that is having a relationship with trust inside your circle. You
Yep.
got to be sure that you trust the people you share information with. And remember, Grandma said, if they bring a bone, they're gonna take a bone.
Take a bomb.
They're gonna take a bone right back. So be mindful, because that can be very stressful when we are betrayed by people, and we are hurt and lied on and talked about. That's stressful because you thought you could trust that person and they betrayed you. All right. So again, we got to be mindful who is in our circle, be protective of who you let in here. Okay. And because that subconscious mind can only carry so much.
Only so much.
And then that's why people have meltdowns, Micha. They have, because they suppress it. And then they let it out at the wrong time. That's why we have all these shootings, these mass shootings. These people are stressed and they are fighting back with guns. Okay. All right, let's go back to our remarks.
I was talking to one of my friends recently, and he said it all boils down to emotions. If we as human beings had better control of our emotions, a lot of the things that happen would not happen.
It wouldn't happen. I agree with that. I had a young man in my office. He cursed out his father. And he said some things to his father. And his father looked at him and he told me in therapy day, he said, I need to handle my emotions. I need to handle my emotions. So the father and son are cursing at each other. And the father said, I was wrong to even initiate it like that. And I've got to do better, Dr. Kim. So Betty Davis said, practicing saying no. No.
A whole sentence.
Yes. No. I surrender. I will not give in to that. And guess what? This phone works two ways. Hello and click. Goodbye. Learn how to say no. Learn how to, I can't do that right now. Micha, you ever get a call and you say, ooh, I can't take that call. I can't take that call. That person shouldn't even be in your directory.
The way my life is set up, everybody's on Do Not Disturb.
Let me tell you something. Dr. Trina and Jessica, my daughters have everybody on Do Not Disturb. They have to call back twice, okay? And but my daughter Erin has me on Do Not Disturb. And I'm like, why do you have me on Do Not Disturb? And my daughter said, Mommy, you are micromanaging me. I'm 24. You're stressing me. So I have to learn to step back on my 24-year-old and let her reach out to me. And I have to allow myself to let her grow with me, like peeking in on the, through the back door. But I'm still got a good eye on her. But I have to step back because it's stressful for her. Okay. Somebody said gardening is a great way, Lisa. Sister Winston Jones, Brother Winston Jones, Carissa, gardening is life. I love the garden. You all should see, I already got my pumpkins out and all my decorations out for the fall. I love it. It was so
another one of my friends today, and I said, if you have a garden in your home, now is the time to really start gardening and planting seeds, fruits and vegetables, because it's getting real horrible out here. And if you have a garden, start planting your seeds and watching that fruit grow into the next season. That'll preach if you let it. Just FYI.
I like that. I'm building a greenhouse, Micha. Did I tell you? I'm doing a greenhouse, and it's going to be seasonal for my fruits and vegetables and everything, and it's going to be amazing. And where Daddy had the garden out there, all that land over there, that's where the greenhouse will be. All right.
Okay.
Be wonderful. And I'm going to enjoy going into my greenhouse all season long to get my fruits and vegetables. All right, Catherine, throwbacks from when I was a kid to my youth and early 20s remind me I still know who I serve when stress tries me. All right, listen, Wanda Cantra, prayers for God's help. Pray for God's help. And then following when he leads me, which is usually by some body of water. Nothing more calming than listening to the waves of the birds. Amen. All right. Conti, distancing yourself from toxic people. Read that one, Micah.
Distancing yourself from toxic people because some people can drain you mentally with their problems due to their choices.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Toxicity, Micah, it weighs heavy on us
Mhm.
because there are some people who thrive on people being toxic. They enjoy toxicity in their lives. And if there's no toxicity going on, they cannot thrive. They cannot move because something has to be going on. Something messy has to be going on.
What's going on? Yeah.
I don't want to argue. I do not want to fight. I do not like confrontation. I do not like to get into a place at night where I'm dealing with a discussion that causes me to be uneasy. And I do not like to get into heavy discussions with people early in the morning. I want to stop and send my prayers out to the Soderbergh family and a very close, wonderful client of mine, Akia Soderbergh, who passed away October 2nd, 2024. And she was a school teacher. She was amazing, 45 years of age, and she passed away issues associated with lupus. And our prayers go out to Ian and Mick and the Soderbergh family. And I know it's a stressful time when you go through grief. And I want to piggyback on that a minute. When I was going through my grief, Micah brought out to me that, you sometimes don't even realize that you are grieving because you have suppressed so much of it. And grief comes out in different ways. And you have to be mindful that grief can cause stress. When you lose a loved one, I'm going to tell you another thing that causes stress. Weddings can cause so much stress. And so who's paying for this? Who's responsible for this? Who's doing this? Why are you letting me know at the last minute that you need my help? Stress. So how do we eliminate it? By doing check off, check off, check off. You need to notify me within 30 to 60 days. You need to let me be aware of what's going on so that I can, move forward and do what is necessary so that I can say to myself, I have a choice. I need to be able to do what needs to be done in my life. So does Ariel. Has everyone on do not disturb. No, Geneva. No, she doesn't. I got to call my baby, see if she'll pick up when I call. And again, that may be their idea of I'm not having stress in my life. How do you say no without feeling bad afterwards? The empath is in me makes it so hard, the empathy in me. I know, Dr. Trina, it's hard for me sometimes to say no, but you have to weigh it. You got to do a measurement. And just like me, I have to come up with a baseline. So if my baseline on a scale 1 to 10, and I fall at a 4 or 5, and I'm trying to get to that 10, I cannot weigh in on what you need me to do, but I got to weigh in what I need to do. And it's not healthy for me at this time to do this. So I don't want to feel bad, or I don't want to respond out of guilt. I want to make sure that I'm responding that's going to be healthy. So what you have to do is really make a prayerful decision. I say pray about it first, and let that person know that at this time I'm unable to assist, I'm unable to serve, I just can't do it right now. Or not that I can't do it, Dr. Trina. I've made a choice not to do it. And you must remember, you don't owe people an explanation. If you are comfortable within yourself and you've made a prayerful decision, you can step back and say, I have peace about it. Don't allow anyone to guilt trip you into making a decision to do something they want you to do, and now it makes you uncomfortable. So be mindful of the motive behind the request, how it makes you feel, and how are you going to navigate through that decision? Whether you say yes or no, how are you going to navigate through it emotionally, mentally, physically, financially? How are you going to navigate so that at the end of the day, I feel good about my decision? So, Dr. Trina, I hope that helps because I've had to say no and it comes hard, but sometimes I have to say no. But I do it prayerfully and with God's guidance, okay? All right, let's go back to the remarks. We got a few more remarks. Let's see what they said. Go on a long vacation, Dr. Kim. I know that's right. Dr. Harrison said walking. Let me see what D. Thompson said. What is, all right, pray, meditate, eat healthy, dance, stay in touch with family and friends, read, exercise, go for walks. I like that. I like that. All right, go on a long vacation. Okay. We're having some technical problems with ML6, but we're going to keep going. Go on vacation, especially where there's limited internet. I know that's right, Dr. Johnson. Limited internet. Let me say this too. We need to learn when to put these phones down and turn off the internet, turn off, not today, not doing Little Be Well, okay? But we have to really look at what's good and healthy for us with these phones and the internet. There was a show on Dr. Phil the other night where this young lady was on her phone 14 hours a day. If her father or mother tried to take the phone, she would kick in the walls. She would tear up the house. She could not live without her phone. She said, I need help because this is too much stress on me that I have to be connected. And now she's become, she has social anxiety because she doesn't want to deal with people because she deals with people through the phone. And she has severe anxiety and stress. So how much time are you spending on the internet? How much time are you spending on your phone? How much time are you surfing the internet? I have put some balance in my life and I've said, this is how much time I'm going to be on the social media, how much time I'm going to give it. Sometimes I'm on there twice a week, where I used to be 7 days a week. I don't go on every day now, okay? So let's eliminate certain aspects of our lives. Coloring or some kind of artwork. Myra Franklin, eliminate the drama from your life. Take 2 big trips and 2 small trips a year. Micah, can you read what Julie said?
Nature, nature, nature.
Above that. She said also stress.
Not all bad. We need some stress. After giving painful stress to God, there is a peace I have that doesn't eliminate the stress, but prevents it turning into anxiety. I like that.
That is
I
good.
like
Okay.
that. I
So there,
like that.
yes. So we're going to have stress, but we have to learn how to eliminate and how to
I guess
process the stress. I say process the stress.
I'm thinking about the words of a song. It's may may your struggles prove that God is good. May your bad day, like all of those things are purposeful in its own right, but there just has to be, I think, a discernment, so to speak, and not allowing it to completely take over your life. This episode today, yes, we are honoring breast cancer awareness. We are talking about that, but we really want to. This is the season where a lot of stress comes. I've been under tremendous stress for the last several months, like tremendous stress. And so it's to be intentional to give it to God, trust. It's hard. We're not here to make you feel like we don't understand that it's easier said than done. But what we want to do though is we want to give you tools and we want to be completely honest. It's like I'm telling you, like I've been under tremendous stress to the point where today there were so many things going on, even tonight. And I just said no. I just said no. I've
Yeah.
been gone for several days. I've
Yes.
been to 3 to 4 different cities in a week and a
Yeah.
half, maybe, and it's just been a lot. And
Yeah.
so today, All I did was I went to the grocery store, I went grocery shopping, and that in itself can be stressful because what are these prices? But
Yes.
I was grateful that I was able to get the things that I needed to get, and I just came home.
Yes.
That's it. That's all I don't have anything else to give to any other person. I've reached my meter with people. This is the last thing that I am doing for the day, and it's just that's it. And but I had to understand and be knowledgeable of what I was feeling and what I needed to do. I cannot give and go and do all of these amazing things that may look good for social media, da 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 da, when on the inside I'm completely depleted. What's the point? There's so many times that we get on and we're doing it for the gram or we're doing it for Facebook or whatever the case may be, and internally we're struggling just because we're not getting proper rest. Flip your mattress. If you haven't had a new mattress in a long time, make it a priority to get a new mattress. A good mattress will change your
Mhm.
life. Get you some new pillows.
Yes.
If you have pillows that are just completely flat, nothing to support your neck, I had to get me a neck support pillow. I was waking up every morning with a headache and I couldn't understand. And it was because I had the wrong pillow. I needed a pillow to support my neck.
Yes. Hmm.
These are these are the little things that we can do day to day to make sure that we are taking better care of our temples.
Yes. Yes. I like that. I like that. That's very good. And that's important to me. When I think about my children, Jessica, and how important they are to me, but they also say the same thing to me. When I start coughing with the sarcoidosis, Micah will say, "Lift your hands, mommy. Raise your arms. Stop talking, mommy." Because I'm trying to get everything out. She says, "Mom, stop talking." Because not only is it stressful for me, I'm causing Micah and Aaron stress because they're worried about me because I can't breathe. And all I have to do is do what? Stop talking. Today I was in my office and I started getting a little tick on my throat. And I asked my patient to excuse me while I got some medicine. And he said, "Dr. Logan, take your time. Take your time." And I did. And I sat there and I took my medicine and I drank some water. And I said, "Can you just give me about 5 minutes to compose myself?" And then I came back to the therapy session. And I really appreciate that because that let me know that my clients, not only I care about them, but they care about me. You know, Dr. Logan, take a break. I had a session the other day, it was almost 3 hours. I said, "Do we need a break?" And you know what I did? And they said, "No, we're good, Dr. Kim." I said, "Well, I need a break. I need a break." And I had to go and get a break and come back, for that 3rd hour session. So it's the same thing, Dr. Trina, that you just asked. Micah said, "I have nothing else to give. I'm done. I thank her so much for being with mommy on Live to Be Well." But we're shutting it down. I'm shutting it down tonight, because I've given, 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 given. And losing my dear client, and I called my daughter, both my girls, and said, "I'm at the hospital with the family." And they said, "I'm so sorry, mommy." It's never easy. And when you've been someone's therapist for over a year and a half, and then you just saw them and now they're gone. So that's stressful, but I'm not going to allow that stress to carry on to how it's going to affect my life. All right. Any more comments, Al? Daily worship is essential. Yes, Bobby. Being in the
I
Word of God.
think I think how you start your day is very, very
Oh,
important.
yes. Oh, yes.
And this is one of the things that my mom and so my mom can be a little loud
I can. I can.
in the morning, like walking, talking loud on the phone, all these things. Now, in my home, like I don't wake up like that. I wake up, my alarms clock is set to the sounds of blackness, optimistic. I start off very, very quiet. I won't even get on the phone and take a work call until 10 o'clock
Yeah.
a.m.
Yeah.
Not until after I've done what I needed to do, which includes my worship,
Yeah.
calling my mom, having prayer, listening to my worship music, getting myself together. Like I have nothing to give you before 10 o'clock in the morning. And
Mm.
that's something that I am very, very adamant about. So when my mom is here, I make her have her headphones, or it's just we start quiet over here, being very intentional about setting our
Yes,
day
that's
and
right.
making sure that my mind and my heart posture is ready for whatever the day
Right.
has to bring
I
me.
like that. I like that.
And I
I,
think that even when the stress does come, or even when the things do come, or when the disappointment does come, if I can only imagine if I wasn't intentional about my morning, how much worse that would be.
mhm,
And I
mhm.
think how you start your day matters, and also how you end your day. I
Oh,
tell
yeah.
my listening audience all the time, did you have a bad day, or did you just have bad moments in the day? When
It's
you
a
look
difference.
at the overall day, how was the day? You had a bad moment, but you made it through, right?
Oh, yes.
What was good in your day? I think ending your day, reminding yourself of what was good in your day is also important. Don't put yourself in a position to think about how bad the day was, that you carry it into the next day thinking about how bad the day before was. No, we're going to release that. We're going to release that, and we're going to get a good night's rest. We're going to lay it at the feet of Jesus and hope that he can handle the rest. Here's the thing. I truly believe in my heart of hearts that God knows that we are human. He knows that we are a worrying bunch. I think he knows that. And I think he gives us grace as his children. And he's just saying, listen, give it to me. I promise you, I got you. And I think where we fall short is when we say, and I say we because I've done this time and time again, even up until recently. We're like, okay, God, but are you really hearing me though? Are you really, I'm asking you to like fix this, I'm asking you to take this, I'm asking you to control this, but it's still very much present. Are you really there? And I think that's when the discouragement comes in. And then that's when like the lack of hope, the hopelessness feeling, the lack of faith comes in. But I also believe in my heart of hearts, and when those moments happen, those are moments that God creates for us as reminders to get back in tune with him.
Oh, yes.
I can honestly say I find that when I'm in worship, or when I go to worship, when something is wrong, instead of necessarily, calling this person and that person and that person, when I just go into worship, there is a shift.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that the problem has gone away, but it does mean that there's a shift in my mind for that moment, and a reminder to just say, okay, okay. Because here's the thing, you are allowed to feel how you feel. My mother and I just had a conversation recently, and I was just like, Mom, I just need a moment to
Yes.
just feel this.
Yes.
I need to feel this. Sometimes you don't want to be God bombed. You don't want to be Jesus bombed. You just want to have a moment to just sit in whatever it is. But
Yes.
you have to have people in your life that give you that, but are also able to pull you out of that and say, okay, listen, I'm giving you that grace to feel how you feel, but I just want to give you this reminder.
That's right.
Just give this reminder. So you have to have people in your life that you can do that to, and that people can do that with you, where you won't get offended and you won't get angry when somebody says, I just need a moment.
I need a moment.
Give me a moment.
Right. Right. And then mommy, my job, is to want to fix my children's lives, because I love my girls so much. But at the same time, and my son Jason, but at the same time, I have to just listen, not to respond, but to understand and just have that moment. So even when my children are going through something, they need me to be a support system and not interrupt them and let them have that moment. And I need that too. I need that too. Um, I think it's important, Micah, that we, in the broadcast talking about why it's so important that we have our annual tests and that we stay on top of our tests because it's no longer our grandmother's disease, our mother's disease, it's our disease. Okay. You and I, you are 11-year survivor. I'm a 6-year survivor. Let's talk about that for a little while.
Honoring your bodies, honoring your temple. Ladies, men, and I will say this until the day that I die. You have to do your self checks. You cannot miss doctor's appointments. I understand that a lot of people don't have necessarily have insurance. Let me be, the Obamacare, if open enrollment opened yesterday. Get in and see if how you can fit in and get this open enrollment for this healthcare and get you some healthcare so that you can go to the doctor and get seen. don't put it off. I know within our community we get scared or we feel like, oh, it's okay. We feel like some ginger ale will fix it. It won't. We need you to go to the doctor. We need you to check. Ladies, doing your self checks in the shower, making sure that everything feels good. And if you feel funny, you be an advocate for yourself. Don't
Yes,
let them tell you, oh, you're too young. No, 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 no. I know what I felt. I felt something. I have a history in my family. Knowing your family history, all of these things are important for you to have a good, healthy life. Early detection really does save lives. And I say this, Black women get it less, but Black women die from it more.
yes,
We got to
yes.
stop that. We got
Mhm.
to figure that out. And it starts with us eating better, doing better, exercising. We're not asking for everybody to be gym rats, but what I am saying is get out there and walk.
Yes,
I promise you, if you commit to walking, starting with 1 mile a day, 2 miles a day, then you next thing you know, you'll be walking 4 miles a day, giving yourself that time. And I promise you, on those walks, you can have your music, you can have your books or whatever, but on those walks, I promise you, it's quality time with God.
yes.
Quality conversations. When I'm on my walk, when I take my dog on my walk and I go for my 2 mile walk, I'm literally having conversation with God.
Mhm.
I'm talking to him like, dude, what are we gonna do? How am I gonna like my that time is important. So not only am I working on my physical health, I'm working on my spiritual health and my mental health. They all go hand in hand. Ladies, please, if you have a history of breast cancer in your family, everybody get checked. Put it in the family group chat. I love when my friends text me and they say, "Hey, I'm going to get my mammogram. Hey, I made my appointment. I'm going. Hey, I just left from getting my mammogram."
Mhm.
Those things make it all worth it.
Yes.
We
Mhm.
have to do better to and by our temples.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yes, I really appreciate that. And again, my story really quickly. Um, Diagnosed in 2018, and right after losing my husband in 2016, it was just devastating. But I thank God that I did stay on top of my, medical examinations. Found out that I had stage 1 breast cancer, called my daughter Micha, and her prayer was for my mom not to go through what she went through. And so I had to go through the surgery, I had to go through the radiation and the chemo. Didn't want to go through the chemo, but Micha said, we are going through the chemo. We're not going to lose another parent. And I thank God I had to go through 5 years, but it was worth it. And the stress, I didn't have any stress because I knew God was with me. And I do tell you this, I will tell you this, staying in my Psalms 91 changed my life. Staying in my word, but reading Psalm, anybody knows me, Psalms 91. And he that dwells in the secret place will abide under the shadows of the Almighty. And, Psalms 91:11, he gives his angels charge over thee to be with you wherever you go. And God will be with us. But we have to do our part. Faith is dead without works. So you can't do these remedies and something's wrong. And don't allow fear. He has not given you a spirit of fear. 2 Timothy 1:7. He has not given me a spirit of fear, but a love, power, and a sound mind. So let us step forward and take care of our bodies so that we can go into what God has for us next. Stress is a silent killer. Eliminate toxic people in your life, eliminate toxic situations in your life, get things protected, protect who you are and what you're becoming. Learn how to say no, learn how to put your relationship with God first and take care of your temple and be healthy in your eating. I have to say, when I was in California, my daughters, they took me to some of the finest vegan restaurants. Oh my goodness. It was the best ever. I miss my vegan donuts. So, ooh. And but I ate healthy. My daughter made sure I had my tea. She made sure that I had everything I needed. And I really appreciated that because she knew and she was concerned that her mother would be healthy and have a good trip. I love Cali. I love going to California. And I'm so blessed that my daughters live there, so I can go visit them anytime I want. and I know they'll take good care of me. Micha, closing remarks before we close out. You're on mute. You're on mute.
I'm clicking it off. I know that this month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but please understand and know that women get breast cancer all throughout the year. Take care of your bodies, please. If you have a friend, then you know that's going through, please show compassion. Please allow them to feel how they need to feel and be supportive when and how you can. Sometimes you can be just as supportive in your silence. Don't get offended when someone doesn't respond back to you. If you're sending a text in love, hey, I love you, just wanted to make sure you're okay. I know, you're going through a lot right now with this cancer, this, that, and the third. If they can't get to you, don't feel offended. You sent it out of love, right? Please know that that person probably saw it in love. They just didn't have the strength to respond back. But when you think about somebody, hear me and hear me well. When you think about someone, pick up the phone and reach out to that person.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is not promised.
Nope.
When you think about someone, pick up that phone. And if it's somebody or something in your life or a situation has gone astray between you and a person, really find out if it was really worth it. If you need to make amends with the person, make amends with the person.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let people leave this earth and you weeping and wailing at a funeral because you didn't do when all you had to do was pick up a phone and call.
And get rid of the stress and
To
eliminate.
Get rid of the stress and eliminate the stress.
Get out of these toxic relationships. Stop allowing people to treat you any kind of way and talk to you any kind of way. You are better than that. You're God's child. And men, please, as Micha said, you too need to be tested. Stay on top of your exams also. Listen, we'll be back the week after next on Tuesday evening, and we'll have another wonderful broadcast, dealing with some wonderful things that we deal with every day in our lives. How to cope, how to relate, how to de-stress, because that's something that will never go away. Listen, we want you to have a wonderful weekend. Be safe out there, and we love you. Thank you, Al Rogers. Thank you, everybody, for your comments. And remember what, ML6? Live to
To
be
be well.
well. God bless you, and good night.